Welcome to Farming Aid.
When most people think of farming, they picture mud-splattered boots, tractors grinding through the fields, and herds of cattle grazing under the open sky. What few realize is that behind some of those peaceful pastures lies a world of staggering wealth, a world where a single animal can be worth more than a luxury car, a beachfront villa, or even a private jet. This is the luxury side of farming, where elite cattle are treated like living treasures, commanding prices that would make even the most seasoned investors raise their eyebrows. Today, we're stepping into that world, a world where genetics, prestige, and passion meet to create the planet's most expensive cattle breeds. Let's start where luxury meets legacy, with the Brazilian beauty that's redefining what it means to be valuable in the cattle world. The Nelore breed, originally from India but perfected in Brazil, has taken cattle breeding into the realm of high finance. These sleek, white-coated animals are more than just farm stock, they're status symbols. In Brazil, owning champion Nelore cattle isn't just about farming, it's about prestige, power, and pride. The best genetics in this breed can fetch shocking prices. At elite auctions, some Nelore bulls have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in a few jaw-dropping cases, breeding rights alone have reached into the millions. Their muscular build, heat tolerance, and disease resistance make them ideal for tropical climates, but what truly sets them apart is their lineage. Every pedigree detail, every award, and every performance test can add zeros to their value. It's not uncommon for wealthy Brazilian ranchers to own private security for their top animals, treating them like prized racehorses. For many in the cattle world, Nelore is not just a breed, it's a brand, a lifestyle, and a symbol of agricultural sophistication. From the tropical elegance of Brazil, the story shifts to the misty pastures of the Scottish Highlands, the birthplace of one of the world's most celebrated beef breeds, the Angus. Now, Angus cattle may sound familiar, and that's because their reputation has gone global. But what's less known is how incredibly valuable some Angus genetics have become. In elite breeding circles, a single Angus bull can sell for the price of a luxury sports car. One famous example, SAV America 8018, once set records when it was valued at over $1 million. What drives that price? It's all about genetics and performance. Angus beef is famous for its marbling, tenderness, and flavor, which restaurants around the world use as a gold standard for quality. So, when you own the bull that sires the next generation of premium beef, you're not just buying an animal, you're buying a fortune in future genetics. Angus cattle have become a global luxury brand in themselves. Their black coats gleam in the sunlight, their calm temperament makes them easy to manage. And their feed efficiency appeals to both commercial farmers and boutique breeders. But the real magic is in the genetic data. Every generation of elite Angus is measured, tracked, and analyzed to ensure that their offspring are even more valuable. It's farming fused with high-tech science, and the result is a livestock market that looks more like Wall Street than a countryside auction. If Angus represents refined genetics, then the Wagyu breed from Japan embodies luxury itself. The name Wagyu has become synonymous with indulgence, and for good reason. The marbling of Wagyu beef is unlike anything else on earth, intricate, silky, and rich in flavor. The most famous variety, Kobe beef, comes from a specific strain of Japanese black Wagyu raised under strict regulations in Hyogo Prefecture. These cattle aren't just raised, they're pampered. Farmers carefully control every detail of their lives, from diet to stress levels, to achieve that legendary tenderness. Some even play soothing music in the barns or provide massages to keep the animals relaxed, ensuring the meat develops its signature texture. In Japan, Wagyu breeding is treated as an art form and a science combined. Each animal's bloodline is meticulously recorded, and top genetics can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. In recent years, Wagyu embryos and semen have become global commodities, traded by international breeders hoping to capture a piece of that magic. A single top-tier Wagyu bull can be valued at over $1 million, while exclusive breeding rights can exceed the cost of entire herds of ordinary cattle. The luxury doesn't stop there. Some Wagyu steaks are sold in high-end restaurants for more than $500 per serving. It's not just food, it's an experience, a story of perfection told through flavor. But the Wagyu's rise to fame also sparked a global trend. Breeders in Australia, the United States, and even the UK began developing crossbred Wagyu herds, merging the breed's premium marbling with local adaptability. These crossbreeds made the genetics even more valuable, as they opened the door to producing high-end beef in new climates. A luxury cattle market that's now global, where breeders compete to produce the next generation of Wagyu perfection. Now, let's move across the Atlantic to the United States, where luxury farming takes a distinctly American form. Meet the Texas Longhorn, a breed that's as iconic as it is unexpected in the luxury market. With their massive, sweeping horns that can span more than 8 feet, Texas Longhorns are living works of art. For decades, they were seen as relics of the Old West, symbols of the frontier spirit. But in recent years, collectors and breeders have turned them into elite livestock investments. Certain bloodlines, known for exceptional horn length, unique coloration, and strong genetics, have fetched shocking sums at auctions. Some elite longhorn cows and bulls have sold for upwards of $300,000. Driven by collectors who see them as much as status pieces as functional animals. What makes the Longhorn's rise fascinating is that it's not purely about beef production. It's about aesthetics, heritage, and rarity. Their striking patterns, from speckled reds to glossy black and white coats, make them visually stunning, while their gentle temperament adds to their appeal. Ranchers who specialize in breeding championship Longhorns often invest in genetics like art dealers invest in masterpieces. In fact, the Longhorn market has its own culture of prestige, complete with exclusive breeder clubs, high-profile shows, and even celebrity owners. Owning a record-horned Longhorn is like owning a one-of-a-kind sculpture that happens to breathe. From Texas, we journey south again, this time to South Africa, where a breed known as the Ankole-Watusi reigns as the cattle of kings. The Ankole is a sight to behold, with its massive, lyre-shaped horns that can reach up to 8 feet from tip to tip. The horns aren't just impressive to look at, they serve a functional purpose, helping the animal regulate body temperature in Africa's harsh heat. But what really propels the Ankole into the luxury spotlight is its beauty and rarity. The deep red coats, elegant posture, and almost regal presence of these animals make them living symbols of wealth and heritage in parts of Africa. In modern times, the Ankole has become a global luxury breed, thanks to high-profile ranchers who've brought them into the spotlight. One of the most famous examples comes from Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni, who gifted a few Ankole cattle to international figures, an act that drew the world's attention to the breed's elegance. In the United States, billionaire Ted Turner, known for his vast bison herds, has also invested in Ankole cattle. At elite auctions, certain Ankole animals have sold for prices exceeding $80,000, and their embryos have become highly sought after for crossbreeding programs. The Ankole's presence on luxury ranches across Africa and America proves that beauty and power in the livestock world go far beyond beef production. These elite cattle, from Wagyu to Ankole, have one thing in common: they're not just animals, they're investments. Each breed represents a fusion of science, tradition, and ambition. Farmers and breeders who work with these animals are part of an industry where success depends on genetic precision, detailed record-keeping, and, often, deep emotional connection. Many describe it as more art than agriculture, a craft passed down through generations, refined with every calf born. But what drives these astronomical prices? The answer lies in a mix of rarity, performance, and prestige. Top breeders know that the right bull can shape entire generations of cattle, influencing meat quality, fertility, and even disease resistance. When an animal proves to produce superior offspring, its value skyrockets. In elite cattle circles, owning a record-breaking bull is like holding a patent on perfection. It's not uncommon for these bulls to earn their owners millions through breeding fees alone. Technology has also fueled the luxury cattle boom. Today, artificial insemination and embryo transfer allow breeders to sell elite genetics across continents without moving the animals themselves. A single straw of semen from a top bull can cost thousands of dollars, while embryos from elite cows can sell for tens of thousands. With digital auctions and genetic testing, the market for high-end cattle has gone global, connecting buyers and sellers from Brazil to Dubai. What used to be a local trade has become an international business where investors treat cattle as living assets. But there's another side to this story, the human side. Behind every million-dollar cow is a breeder who spent years, often decades, perfecting a bloodline. These are people who wake up before dawn, who monitor every calf born on their land, who know that one bad season could erase years of progress. Luxury farming isn't just about money, it's about passion. The dedication of these breeders keeps ancient genetic lines alive and ensures that these majestic animals continue to evolve. Interestingly, the luxury cattle market also influences the global beef industry. Elite genetics from breeds like Wagyu and Angus have trickled down into commercial herds, improving beef quality around the world. Even those who can't afford luxury cattle benefit from the ripple effect of top-tier genetics. It's a cycle where innovation at the high end drives progress for everyone else. Of course, not everyone agrees with the idea of treating cattle as luxury assets. Some critics argue that these astronomical prices distort the industry, turning livestock into trophies for the wealthy. But others see it differently, as proof of how deeply human beings value the connection between nature, science, and progress. After all, these animals represent centuries of careful selection and breeding. Their beauty, resilience, and performance are achievements that deserve recognition. As we step back and look at this dazzling world of luxury cattle, one thing becomes clear: farming has evolved far beyond its rustic image. In the modern era, it's a blend of technology, artistry, and ambition. Whether it's the pristine pastures of Japan, the red dust ranches of Texas, or the rolling grasslands of Brazil, one truth unites them all: excellence has a price, and in the cattle world, that price can be extraordinary. So, the next time you see a herd grazing quietly in a field, remember that among them might be a bull worth more than a Lamborghini, or a cow whose genetics are guarded like a family fortune. These aren't just animals, they're symbols of dedication, heritage, and the endless human pursuit of perfection. And that's the story of the world's priciest cattle breeds, the living proof that even in the quietest corners of the countryside, there's a touch of luxury waiting to be discovered. So if you enjoyed this journey through the high-end world of farming, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Which of these incredible breeds amazed you the most? Let's keep exploring the hidden treasures of agriculture together, because behind every pasture, there's a story worth telling.